Hi, you guys. Good morning. Um, I've been looking at, okay, I'm very interested in Gitmo, and I've been looking at that. There's a bunch of information on, WikiLeaks, and, I do recommend if you're interested in what they do, um, you should go there to WikiLeaks. But you guys showed me Stellium 7's channel, and he found something very interesting. There's too many coincidences in this mountain. There seems to be bones and structures and eye holes. But what I'm going to show you today is that sometimes when we're pointing out something that we find, you go back to it. You kind of could see this when I showed you Mount Rushmore. And there'll be places you can't get to that's just masked out. So because he did old videos on this, once he started finding this formation, I think it's an elephant. I mean, I really, honestly, he's got a lot of points about it. Now, am I sure of it? No, but the points are compelling enough to give credibility, right? So what he does is he shows it, and then he goes back to Google Earth, right? There's an eye, right? And there's a place for the ear that's, I guess, been torn down. And let's see. So now on Google Earth, and he did this in 2019, the eye is gone. And then you have to, and the ear is gone. And then you have to get right up close on it, right? To see the ear and to see the eye. And, let me see if I can. So from back here, if anyone else goes to kind of check out his work on Google Earth, the eye is closed. So you couldn't maybe see it right away. You have to look at all of it, just the whole shape of the whole thing. Look, the eye's closed. So he showed, up on it, you can see things that are very compelling. I don't know what this is. But so I guess what I want to say is, when you're on, look, the eye's closed. And the ear, the shape of the ear where there was discoloring, to kind of show that it was maybe a biological structure, is masked out with the same color as this. And what I really wonder about this, and there's the eye opening if you get right up on it. So don't give up. Like, if you're looking at a place, I've found this again and again. I'm going to show you something, but I just wanted to show you that this is happening to a lot of people. They discover something, put it up, and then they'll go back to it, and then, look, the eye's closed. I mean, it's so incredible. Because I don't see the reason why they wouldn't want us to know. That just seems odd. Why wouldn't they want us to know this amazing discovery? Because it sets what we're being presented on its head. And maybe that's why, but so he had started to find this, found a lot of things that are just incredible. And look at this. and then went back to Google Earth, and then it was blocked out. And so I'm going to show you just something to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, right here, this is Devil's Tower, right? Let me go back. Let me go to the 3D image. Alright, so we've the people who have looked at Devil's Tower, I don't know what else to call it. I don't know the names that the Indians are using for it. But it's almost like, what is this pile? I mean, we should be able to see, you know, the bumps of a root system coming out, and that seems unclear. And when you get up kind of close to it, on some of the sections you can see perfectly what it is, right? This is right here something that has been placed. This has been placed. Now, why don't they want us to see what's there? I don't know. But most remarkably is we see that it's those hexagonal shapes, right? All through but on top, it just looks, you can't see, I mean, you can see some of the hexagons right here. They are there, but they're very obscured. And you can see there's blurs here. And it just basically looks like a bunch of rocks rather than the hexagonal shapes that we're used to seeing. Even on the outside, you can sort of see that there's something. It almost looks like a blur. And then this you can't really get up onto in any kind of clear way. It's just blurred out, right? But you can, if you really look, you can see some of the rocks. And then this you can see is just added on in the same color. Oh, now why is this added on? I don't know. Maybe it looks too much like a tree from the top. They added it on. I think we can all accept that this is a tree at this point. Some people think it's, I mean, I have heard other things about this, but I do believe for myself it's a tree. And in the basalt trees that they've found, you know, the trees are stone, right? They've turned to stone, but they're really petrified wood if you drill into it, which they've found these basalt structures. But you can see, look at these shapes these aren't natural shapes, blurs, and you can see like edges of shapes and little, you know, they just put something that kind of looks like what you would be looking at. So, I mean, but you can see with your own eyes that there's some anomalies that you wouldn't ordinarily see, right? So let me back out. So I have a tendency to believe the Indian lore of this. You know, I found a document. I tried to show it to you in the last video I did, where it called it First Encounters of the Tree, and it showed a bear crawling up it on the side, and also this around here. It looks like, it looks odd, and you're not allowed to get up on it, right? You're not allowed to dig or anything. Okay, so let me show you something else. Okay, so what I was doing yesterday was I was trying to get up on Hell's Gate National Park. Okay, it's a very large park. There is a power plant. I don't know if this is what we're looking at, but it just looks like a bunch of basically shrubs. I mean, let me see if I can get up on this one. That's a volcano. Okay. So if you go to Google Images, I mean, I looked around. I can't find very much from this version of the map. I've kind of looked. I don't see anything. You know, it might be just in different areas, but this looks all kind of blacked out, maybe from the volcano. I'm not sure. Let's go up onto this. Let's see what you can see. I don't know what we're really looking at. And, I mean, there's a chance I could be in the wrong section of the park because it's quite large. But still, I would be able to identify something in the park, right? Now, maybe... Okay, so here's the geothermal power station right here. The, Nojaroa Gorge. Look at this thing. So maybe this is it. It's just kind of blurred out. Okay, so if you go... If you go to... it's called Devil's... Devil's Sitting Room. Or Devil's... what's it called? Devil's Bedroom. It's these formations, right? And usually you can see a lot of this kind of thing from Google Earth, but I wasn't able to get up on anything. I mean, it's very beautiful. I find it interesting it's called Hell's Gate. Obviously, I think that's very odd. They're not showing a lot of photographs, but there's a lot of photographs available on the internet about this park. And when you go here, sorry, it's so loud. Somebody's doing something outside. It's called Hell's Gate National Park. And then you go here, you can see the images. Okay, this I showed you yesterday. I mean, what does that look like to you? Maybe, you know, maybe it's a creature, but I think it's, you know what I think it is, a tree, right? So, but from Google Earth, I wasn't able to find really any of this, and I'm not sure why. It's almost like it's masked out. And this, you know, portion of the park, you should be able to get way down in and look and see if this is, what is this? I mean, there's a very interesting, you know, when people say it's in plain sight, it literally is, but you have to just, don't give up if you go to Google Earth. Go type in the, you know, the structures that you're looking for and see what you can find. Okay, so go back to Google Earth, right? I don't know if this is the structure. Let me zoom back out. Because when I type in Devil's, it's called Devil's Sitting Room and Devil's Bedroom. Those structure, those, I don't know if they're rock or the remains of something, but I really can't find it here. I mean, this might be what it is, and it's just, it also looks like on the top, this doesn't look natural to me. It looks